By the end of this video, you'll be able to set up an AI agent workflow that automates your entire email inbox, from categorizing the emails to drafting the replies. So all you have to do is review the final email and then send it out. This is also the perfect starting point for someone who wants to get involved in the AI and automation space. So if that's someone like yourself, you've never coded before, you've never automated before, do not stress. This is the perfect video for you, the perfect starting point. My name is Jagger. I'm an AI product manager by day and AI content creator by night. I also hold a master's in applied science where I've been academically published in the AI space, and I've sold multiple AI solutions before. So you're in good hands. I can't wait to get started. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so we're in OttoKit. This is the automation platform that we'll be using, very similar to a Zapier, Make.com, and N8N. It is one of the new players in the realm, in the field, and they are making waves. I'm really enjoying using their product, and I wanted to use it for this specific demo. So once you sign up for OttoKit, all the links will be in the description below. You will land on this page. It allows you to do one of two things. One, you can pick from their preset recipes. They call them recipes. These are the predefined workflows, and there are a whole bunch of them that you can go through, and it's already pre-set up for you. You literally click on it, you add in all of your components and your details, and you run it and you're good to go. Or if you can't find what you're looking for, you can use their AI automation little text box here where you can type in exactly what you want, a couple of examples there, and it will put together an automation for you, which is pretty cool. For today, we are going to start from scratch, or I'll kind of start from scratch, but I'm going to guide you through something I've set up. The access to this will be in the link in the description below. So access to AutoKit and any sort of prompts that I've used, I'll include those in a little Word document that you guys can grab. So do not stress trying to copy and paste or try and copy things from the video. It'll all be in the link in the description below. Awesome. So for our smart reply agent, the way we're going to go about doing this is we want to create an email agent that will look at new emails coming through and then we'll categorize them. And then I've done this for myself, but you can do this for any sort of use case. So I get a lot of partnership and collaboration emails, people wanting to work together, and some business specific emails for AI and automation that I would sell to them. Now it's difficult for me to keep track as to what's a partnership, what's a collaboration, what's a business venture potentially. And I get that in and amongst all these other emails. You can see at the top there, I've got over 104,000 emails. So I'm really bad at sorting through my emails, and it's very, very likely that I'll miss an email. So I've set up this automation for myself, but this is something that you can use for you, or you could package this and sell it. So happy for you guys to do that. All I ask is if you'll put a like and a subscribe on the channel, on the video. It does amazing things for me, and I'll stop at that and we can get straight in the video. So let's look at the first step. What do we need to do? Well, the first step we need to do is we need trigger. Our trigger will be a new email coming into our inbox. We're going to be using Gmail. So we bring in a workflow node and we bring in a Gmail node. Very, very simple in order to create one of these. So if you go to AutoKit and you go and create a new workflow, you call that, for example, AI email replier, it will give you a nice blank screen. The first step, you click on this and you just search for Gmail. Once you've hit Gmail, you need to select the event, and I'm going to come back over here because this is already set up and it's easier to look at. So what you're going to do is the event will be a new email receipt. Once the new emails hit your inbox, you're going to connect your Gmail account. Then we're going to go to configure. Configuration is the inbox. We want to connect to the main inbox. If you've got some other inboxes you've set up, you can connect to those. As you can see here, it connects and it brings up those different categories. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to test, and we're going to say fetch data. We're going to test each step as we go. So in case there's any issues, we're not going to find those issues down the line. We're going to find it at that specific step. And as you can see over here, I've got a final hours, 20% off marketing. This is a spam email, and we can actually go back to my email over here. It's from City Beat, and that's the final hours 20. So you can see it's picked up the latest email. That's exactly what we want, and we save. That's our first step done. We identify. Now the interesting part. Step number 2 is an OpenAI, a ChatGPT API call. So go and add in an OpenAI app as your second step. Very simple to do, guys. If you're here and you've set up your first step, you can literally just click on the plus button, and it will load up OpenAI. It will load up your next workflow node. In this, once you selected OpenAI, you want to select an event called Create Chat Completion, right? Then you want to select Connect. You're going to create a new connection, and you're going to have to get your API keys from your OpenAI developer account. If you don't know what that is, do not stress. What you want to do is you want to come to this URL. Again, the link will be in the description below. Do not stress. And you want to go to Dashboard. You want to come over to API keys, and you want to go and say Create a new API key. You'll get this specific link or the specific set of keys. Do not share that with anyone, else someone can use your API. So just take that link and go and paste it directly into your connection over here. So if I say new connection, you'll see I just paste in the API, connect, which I've already done, and you are good to go. Very, very simple. Like I said, all the links will be in the description below. Cool. Alrighty, so let's go to the configure step. In here, you'll select your model. This will be the ChatGPT 4.0 latest. You can choose a bunch of different models, but I find that this is the best one. Enter AI role. For me, it's you are a helpful email assistant. What is the role of our AI assistant? Then your message. So this is the kind of the nuts and bolts of our automation. You're gonna say, you are Jagger, or whoever's watching this, it's gonna be your AI email assistant. You'll be given an email in the following format: from, subject, body. Once you go over here and you just hit the @ symbol, you can go to the previous step and bring in data. So see Gmail, we can bring in all that information, right? So what we're doing with the @ symbol is connecting the previous step to this current. And we're bringing in from, so who's it coming from, the subject, and the body of the email, very important. Then we're going to categorize the email. So you're going to review the email, right? And you're going to determine its type. So you're going to choose from this range of different types, right? Could be everything from a brand deal, which is what we want, all the way through to spam, what we don't want. Then decide if a reply is needed. If no reply is required, for example, if it's spam, then output exactly no reply. Give us back no reply. That's all we want. If a reply is needed, move to step 2. Step 2 is drafting the reply. If the email requires a response, write a reply that could be sent directly via Gmail. Use the sender's name from the from name field to personalize it, and then do not include the email category or any explanation, just the reply itself, right? So we don't want to say, hey, this is a partnership. They know it is. Then only return the reply, the email reply only, starting with a greeting that uses the sender's name. So I've just kind of reiterated that and testing this out, kept on coming up with, kept changing it up. So I just added that clarification. Then there's some optional fields. You could just leave those blank. You hit continue, and then you can say test action. Okay, so now you can see here our content, no reply needed. Because why? This final hours is a spam email. We don't want to reply to them. So that's perfect. It's exactly what we want. And I'll use an example of a partnership email so it will pop up, and I'll show you how that works shortly. So that's working. Great. Then we're going to go to filter, right? So before we send the reply back, because in this, how it sits currently is we'll actually send them a reply saying no reply needed, which we don't want to do. So we want to add a filter into our workflow that's going to say, for example, you set it up as your app is filter, and then the event is filter. Go to configuration. And then what you're going to do is you use the @ symbol again to pull in the content of the previous step. So over here, we've brought in the content of our output from our AI, from OpenAI, which is the no reply needed, for example. And we're going to say does not contain. Does not contain, no reply needed. So if it does not contain no reply needed, we go to the next step. If it does contain no reply needed, stop. And that's done. We don't have to create a draft email for us to review, right? Because we don't want to reply. So once that's done, we can go ahead, test the condition. See, the condition is false, which is exactly what we want. And we can say save. Then finally, our final step here is again a Gmail app, and we're going to create a reply draft. You can literally create and send the reply, right? Because there's that option, right? You can say send email or reply to email, but we're going to create a draft so that we can kind of review it before we send it out. Else you're really you put in a lot of trust on your automation to always get it right, and maybe you want to add something to the email before you send it out. So if you want to for it to send your reply, for me, I'm going to do a create reply draft. Then again, connect your Gmail account and then go to configuration. Over here, very, very simple. Your message ID will be pre-populated because it's dynamic based on the email that's been used. And then here is just the content of email, right? But because of our previous step, this shouldn't be sent. Then we can go to the test step and we can go and say take action. And there we go. We've created that execute. So if we come over to our drafts, we don't have any drafts, which is exactly what we want. And that is executing as we want to. So let's do another example of an actual partnership or collaboration. So I've got one of my other accounts up here, and I'm going to send from this account, from this email address to the one that we're using, to my main one. And I'm going to say in here, looking for a partnership. I'm going to say, hi, Jagger. I work for a AI company and looking to collaborate with you. Are you interested? Kind regards. And in this case, also Jagger, because this. So we're going to send this through, right? So just an example, forgive the spelling mistakes if there are any. And we're going to come through to our inbox and we're going to just refresh. And there we go. There's our latest email that's popped through. So we're going to come back over here. We're going to run through these steps. Once you've deployed this automation, it will run automatically. But because we haven't deployed it, we're just going to run through each step so that we get what we the latest data. So let's fetch the latest data as part of step 1. There's our email. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. We're going to save that. We're going to come through to our next step and go through that. We're going to test this action now. And then perfect. You see now content is not no reply needed. It's actually saying, hi Jagger, thanks for reaching out. I'd be interested in hearing more about the company, what kind of collaboration you have in mind. Let's catch up. Let's chat. Best Jagger. So it's to Jagger from Jagger, but in this case, if it was from someone else, it would be from them. Right. Save that. We're going to come to our filter. We're going to run through our filter again. We're going to test that condition. Comes up true now instead of false, which is exactly what we want. And then we're going to come through to our draft, our final step, and we're going to test that. And it should say, cool, drafts created successfully. And let's go and double check that. Let's go to our draft. Let's refresh. Boom, it's popped up. And over here, you've got your reply. Now you can add in definitely things like line breaks where you would want it to be, for example, like, hi Jagger, a little bit of a, on the next line, thanks for reaching out. Do you want to collaborate? Let's explore how we might be able to work together. Looking forward to it. Best Jagger, right? Or best from whoever. And I can then look at this the next morning and go like, yeah, okay, that's a partnership. That's a good email. Send. I don't have to write a thing. And that is the beauty of automation, right? So things you can improve upon. You can obviously add in your own validations, and it all comes down to that second step. A lot of it does in the AI agent and how you prompt it, right? So keep that in mind. You can change this however you want and make it more specific to you or not, and give it a little bit of an outline if you want. But this, at the crux of it, is how this automation would work. And there you have it, a 4-step automation in a couple of minutes that you can set up tomorrow. Super, super simple. Go check out AutoKit. The link will be in the description below. Go check out the automation. I'll try and compile everything, the prompt used, and maybe a screenshot of this so you guys know kind of the guidance of what you need. But use this video as your tutorial as well as you go through it, and you can get this up literally in a couple of minutes. And that is the beauty of AI. So I really hope it was helpful. If it was, one thing I'll ask is if you guys will consider liking and subscribing. It does amazing things for the channel. We're on that road to 10,000 subscribers. And yeah, if you have any questions, just reach out in the comments, drop me a note. I get back to everyone, and I really do appreciate you checking this video out. Thanks guys. I will see you in the next one. Cheers.